Welcome, race fans. Bob Button here in beautiful Northern California. Today we're here to tell you, ain't gonna happen. Canopy, ain't gonna happen. Boil-off system, ain't gonna happen. And basically, it's a time issue. We had two objectives this year, PRS being the time that we have to be, and one of them is the boil-off system, the other is the engine development. Rosemary and Mike Barrow, aka Air Sparrow, can build an engine that will live, and we want to continue that testing. Last year we had valve train issues, one of them brought on by Mike, which was the Jack Roush setup. The second one was brought up by a finger that was basically designed to run at 3,000 RPMs, and when we rattle it up at 3,400, they just weren't living. So this year we're going back to all Rolls-Royce parts, Winfield cams, which are a re-ground transport cam. And as you know, last year we had valve train issues. One of them was the Jack Roush roller failed, but it failed because of the setup by Mike, and we've got all that sorted out. And then the other one was the English finger that is designed to run at 3,000. When we wick it up to 3,400, they came apart and they broke, so they're just not designed for that. So this year we're going to go with all Rolls-Royce parts. We're going to run Winfield cams, all proven technology. The old stuff seems to still be working well. From there, we're going to have that engine, actually two of them, but the one that we want to run is going to be the all 600 engine, and which we call the top banana, and we want to run that at PRS. Why we are not going to get the boil-off system completed is simply a timeline. When Frank, JC, and I sat down and discussed what it's going to take and how we're going to do it and the timelines, we really came to a non-pass where there was not a definitive reason why we shouldn't or why we should move forward with what we have already done to this airplane. So we pulled out the corporate quarter, flipped it, and I'm here to tell you today, I wish it would have been tails. We are going to start Tuesday. Today is Thursday, so Tuesday we're going to start, and we should have it back together, have it in the air in a couple of weeks. One of the real positives is we found a brand new Harrison radiator, which is kind of like dirt. They don't make them anymore. And so that's been a real plus as we're trying to acquire these parts for the future when this airplane goes back to a stock aircraft. We're looking forward to getting back in the air. We have the engines to test prior to PRS. We have a couple candidates to be the pilot for this year. I don't say that with a chagrin either. It's all going to all be good. The airplane is going to continue to develop, and as I said in my interview, the infamous interview now, that we need to get someone that's probably more talented than I am. Personally, I am going to qualify it, one of the two qualifying periods we're going to do, and I'm going to race it on Friday. Then I'm going to turn the reins over to another pilot for Saturday and Sunday. And part of getting that person up to speed in this aircraft is getting him in the aircraft, and the only way we can do that is obviously get it back together and get it up and going. At PRS, there will be two pilots, be myself and the new pilot when we make that decision. I will go up and I will fly it first on the course so I can explain better with our new engine configuration what to expect. This person will have time in the airplane. It was a stock engine, just getting used to flying the airplane. A very unstable airplane, you fly it all the time. You don't have a joy to eat a sandwich and drink a Pepsi flying this thing. But so what? And whoever the candidate is going to be a talented pilot. So again, they'll probably surpass me. And I guess we're going to find out at qualifying time if we both qualify the same power settings, who the better pilot is. But basically, the next pilot is going to have a higher power setting than I will, and all that's really irrelevant. Once we get back from PRS, engine comes out, we will do anything that we didn't like during June and put the race engine back in as soon as that the Air Sparrow team can turn it, put it back in, put time on it, run it around, and basically be well prepared. We're hoping in probably mid-August. When we go back to putting it back together, we have the lines, the oil lines in now for the boil-off system. They will simply come out and we'll put the old, they're nothing stock on this thing, but put the old lines back on it. And the biggest challenge, if there's going to be one, is attaching the doghouse, which requires riveting and some nut plating and those types of things. So the doghouse goes on first, and then after that there's a small piece of sheet metal that is riveted on. Once we get that on, then the carbon fiber gentleman, Jason, will come back, and we need to reform the cheeks for our extended exhaust flap, aka the door. We get that done, and then the scoop and the radiators just is a very simple function. We'll get that, put it together, and put it up in there, and then we'll go fly it. And once we get it where we're very happy with it, and everything that we reattached is looking very happy, we will put some sort of paint. We may not take the effort to put the scheme on it. We may just paint out the area in purple or yellow that we worked on. Again, the objective is at the end of the year it comes back apart, and then we'll have new pieces that will take some more time. But bottom line is to get it in the air. Doghouse first. I don't even know what you call that little piece in the back, but the section behind the doghouse. And then the scoop, which is a real normal maintenance thing. So there's really not a whole bunch to put it back together other than just time and effort. And Frank Young and our good friend Bernie are going to come over and just put it back together. They got a plan, got the parts, got the rivets, and we're going to take the time to get it done again to get her in the air. We have a beautiful transporter. It's really going to be neat. Our friend Larry Gunzelman is a NASCAR racer, races 91 in the Nationwide Series, brokered a deal for us that we have really upscale lodging now. It's really going to be nice, really going to be nice. And John Bond, our executive chef, has got a full kitchen inside this thing. It's really going to be fun. We are going to be on the west end of our pit rather than the north side, I guess west side. And part of that is to block the wind. The way we had it set up with the old transporter worked well, but this one we're going to turn and try and block that wind. You know, us valley goers get up there at 5,000 feet and the wind howling on you all week wears you down. But now we have air-conditioned quarters and everything. I mean, we're really living beyond our means. It's going to be fun. Dishwasher, oven, microwave. I mean, this is almost like a motorhome.